So is this one, this swing state of North Carolina. And as we continue from here, I want to take a look at the results of the last three presidential elections. And you know why they call it a swing state. Barack Obama did win here in 2008, but he won just barely, only by a single point. And then after that, the state turned red. Obama ran for re-election in 2012. Of course, he won the race, but he lost North Carolina to Mitt Romney, and then President Trump was able to keep it in the red camp in 2016. So that's kind of where we are. But since that election, a group called Carolina Demography says 1.1 million new voters have been registered in the state, many of them not affiliated with a political party, and 61% of them under the age of 30. That brings us to a couple of young voters who join us right now as we are going to talk a little bit about the race tomorrow. And we have one Republican and one Democrat. They are both students at Wake Forest University. Lisa Highnet, the president of the College Republicans at Wake. And we also have Samantha. Sam, tell me your last name real quick. Because
Horowitz.
Sam Horowitz is the president of the College Democrats. We're not going to fight it out here on stage.
No. Right.
You'd probably be more tense by the fact that we're a little too close to Duke than anything else.
Very true.
Tell me about the Democrat you support in this race. We were talking earlier about the former Vice President Joe Biden and whether he can ride the momentum from South Carolina to North Carolina.
Yeah, absolutely. So I am a Biden supporter. I'm a pretty moderate Democrat, but I think more than anything, we need to be focused on beating Trump in the next election. I think Biden has the potential to bring in moderate Republicans and those independents, and that's a really big demographic in this country that we need to energize and mobilize in the 2020 election. It's
interesting looking in maybe from the outside, so to speak, or the Republican perspective of that. The first few races, it was Senator Sanders who, in your demographic, the young people just cleaned up. But in South Carolina, the vice president kind of hung in there. How do you look at the race on the Democratic side, sitting in as a Republican?
I've been really interested by looking at the Democratic side. I wasn't surprised that Biden won South Carolina. He was there right after the church shooting in 2015, and I think has really proven himself to the state multiple times. However, I think I'm looking at Bloomberg really closely. I think him being a former Republican, a lot of Republicans are
so to be clear,
him.
and so we don't have a ton of time, we're coming up at the top of the hour, you're not necessarily a President Trump supporter, even though you're a Republican.
I'm currently undecided, so I'm really looking forward to getting to know the Democratic candidates better and also following the president more.
How do you think it'll play out after this, Sam, if you had to guess? I mean, well, again, as I go back to the young people, they seem like they're for Bernie.
They do seem like they're for Bernie, but I think young people are also smart and sensible. And I'm telling you that.
What does that mean? That all the stuff he's talking about is not necessarily smart and sensible?
Not necessarily, but I think it means that come November, we need to do everything we can to beat Donald Trump. And I think regardless of who you supported in the primary, we're going to support the Democratic nominee.
Got it. Guys, we had so much breaking news this hour. We didn't have a ton of time to talk, but I really appreciate you coming down all the way from Wake Forest here to Durham. Thanks a lot. Nice to meet both of you.
Thank you so much.